Excellent. Nice work. All right, I'm going to kick us off here this morning. Good morning, Washington. It's great to see everybody up here so early. I want to give a big round of applause to the Nathan Hale High School's vocal jazz group who was performing in here a little bit ago. Amazingly talented group of kids. So my name is Julie Colehour, and I am board chair of Washington Conservation Voters. And I'm honored to get to welcome all of you here to the Breakfast of Champions this morning. I want to take a moment to recognize that we are gathered in the central Puget Sound homelands that were traditionally used by the Suquamish, Duwamish, and Snohomish people that are currently represented by the Suquamish, Muckleshoot, and Tulalip tribes. So WCV is working to ensure that all people in Washington have access to clean air and clean water, and a strong, sustainable economy. We do this by electing and supporting officials and working with them to make gains for the environment, and then also by holding them accountable. Many of these officials are here in the room with us today. So I first want to recognize our federal and state leaders that are here. So please stand when I call your name, and then we'll give them all a round of applause at the end. So Congresswoman Susan Delbene is here. Congressman Derek Kilmer, Congressman Adam Smith, Attorney General Bob Ferguson, our Commissioner of Public Lands, Hillary Franz, House Leader Frank Chop, Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin, and then in addition, we are joined by the staff of Senator Cantwell, Congresswoman Jayapal, Governor Inslee, and King County Executive Dow Constantine. All right, but that's not all our elected officials we have here in the room today. So I'd like to ask all our other electeds that are here to please stand. I think at last count there's about 50 of them here with us. We are so very grateful for all the work that you do. We know it's not easy, and we really appreciate it. Later on, you're also going to get to hear from our Legislator of the Year, so stay tuned for that. So I want to also recognize all the candidates in the room. So if you are a candidate for office, can you please stand? There are so many amazing candidates running this year. It's super exciting, and we know how hard it is to run for office, so thank you. And then, continuing on my list of thanking people, I want to thank our table captains and our hosts. We would not have such a full room here this morning without you. All right, moving on to sponsors. So I'm really proud to say that my company, C+C, is a lead sponsor this year of this event alongside Vulcan. So C+C is a social issues, marketing, and communications firm that only does good work. We only do projects that help people and the planet. Vulcan also works to make a positive difference in the world by being a catalyst for change. So both C+C and Vulcan believe that if we can spur smart, innovative solutions here, that we can lead the nation and maybe even the world in making change. We also want to welcome several first-time sponsors for this year's breakfast. We've got Civis Analytics, Hopkins Plus Sachs, Fremont Brewing, Lake Research Partners, Newman Partners, and Relay. So thank you so much for supporting our event today. So at its core, WCV is organized around two simple principles. Who we elect to public office matters, and that Washington's environment deserves a strong voice in the political process. So thanks to your support, WCV is that voice. So coming together to make our voices heard is incredibly important right now. We want to take a moment to listen to some voices that are working to be heard right here in Seattle and at hotels across the country. And that's the workers at the Westin, which was recently acquired by Marriott Corporation. The workers who prepared this wonderful room for us this morning and are serving us breakfast are in the midst of negotiations for a fair contract for their work. So clearly that is important, but you may be sitting there wondering, how does that connect with WCV? When we started working on Initiative 1631 almost 4 years ago, we joined a broad coalition of labor organizations, people of color, tribes, and other environmental groups to create the policy that's on the ballot this November. This is the broadest coalition that has ever come together to create an initiative. And labor is a true partner in this coalition. Initiative 1631 would not be what it is today without labor. So through this work, we've learned how interconnected our issues are. We have learned that the right to good working conditions, a fair wage, and the right to clean air and water, and the right to have health care are all interconnected. We know that by working together, it is the only way we can ensure a healthy and prosperous future for our families. So I want to say that we support the workers here at the Westin. So now I'm pleased to introduce Annalita Vergara from United Here Local 8, who's going to share a little bit about their story. And she's going to be joined on stage by Imelda Tabelbach and Eunice Howe. So please join me in welcoming them.